6,
5, 4, 3, 2.
Time's up.
You know, if I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc.
Kamala, there's something different in your genes. Like a mutation.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You can try to contest what you be needing in army. Beat them in Normandy, current rappers eat to the warning. Stone cold like a Steve Austin. He jacking, I'm putting rappers in these coffins. He's acting.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Can you hear me okay, Ironcaster? We're still good, right? We haven't had any more technical issues. Loki's having technical issues, so here we go.
Loki's not here today, so we're going to keep things pretty low-key.
Oh, wow. I don't have like a little drum, like a dun-dun, but yeah, I'll have to work on the sound bites for that. Wow, look at you. The puns are out of the way since it's Giant Dangerously night. That seems very, very appropriate, actually. But listen, folks, welcome to Pop's Talk Hard night. Here we are. We have Ironcaster with us. Loki will pop in if internet comes on back, so we'll be able to do that. And Chris Burgess says, I'm ready to talk hard on a movie that definitely could not be made today. Oh, I can't imagine why, Chris. Like it is incredibly challenging to get to watch Johnny Dangerously. Like it was supposed to be on Amazon Prime, but now it says currently not available. It's not available on most of the other streaming services at all. Do you know of any outlets or where to find it? No, I couldn't find it. Physical copies on eBay, probably a DVD copy. There are no Blu-rays. Don't believe they made a Blu-ray. They did 2 versions on DVD, an original release and then a much later release. $8 to $10 easily will cost you. So who knows what you're getting with that. But we were at a flea market, so there's people there, of course, selling massive amounts of DVDs, and we weren't able to find a copy. One guy says, I've only had one copy in 18 years now. I don't know if that's true or not, but hey, it's definitely a hard one to find. I swore I had a physical copy. Can't find it. Ironcaster's got it up though.
That's kind of unfortunate given just the cast in this. I mean, we've got Danny DeVito in here. We've got Dom DeLuise. Of course, Michael Keaton.
Joe Piscopo was huge back then, by the way. I know that's a little bit of an outdated thing. So, yeah, it's very strange. But, yeah, he was a big dick. Saturday Night Live was huge. He and Eddie Murphy were rocking Saturday Night Live, and he gets this role. Yeah, it's been awesome. So tons of other folks in the chat. Let me say hey to everybody. Claude's here. Hey, Claude. Castle. Hey, man. Hope you're doing well. Soul Assassin. Hope everybody's doing great. But yeah, this was a fun movie. I remember it coming out in theaters, and it was just, we don't have comedy anymore. Hence the reason we picked a whole bunch of comedies to do in a row, because we're going to start with Giant Dangerously before we get into some crazier stuff. Blazing Saddles, which, by the way, I watched twice. I watched twice in like the last month. I am having such a blast with this movie. My goodness, it's off the chain. It's so good. And then Big Trouble in Little China, one of Loki's favorite John Carpenter film, he claims. So we will have to take that into consideration as well. So we're going to laugh our way into September and then decide later on what we'll do to close out September. So do you have like a recollection of seeing Johnny Dangerously for the first time or anything, or just one of those movies?
For me, the first time I saw this, the first time I learned about this movie was the Weird Al music video.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Like I was in high school and I was going down just a rabbit hole of like watching some of the earlier Weird Al stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this one came up and I was like, oh, I've never heard of this song. I didn't know anything about this. Like, what's all these clips? Like, I'm like, is that Michael Keaton? Is that Danny DeVito?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's this all about? And I had to, do a little bit of Googling, and eventually I was able to find it. And yeah, this is a good movie and came out one of the, I will point out, best years of film.
It's one of his runner-up years, in my opinion. But yes, I'll take it. 1986. 1986 was a fun year. It was a fun
84.
movie in theaters. 84. I'm sorry. 84 is a fun movie. Fun time. Had a great time. See it in theaters. And just one of those that was rewatchable like constantly. So let's see. Nick Weiser does Toxic Tuesday streams about good movies. Tonight he's talking about Blazing Saddles. Y'all might like, because we're gonna do Blazing Saddles next week. Look at us, we're all like-minded. Didn't even plan this. We need some Hale up here on comedies. I'm telling you, folks. We need to just start. We got to get people laughing again, smiling again, sharing stuff, and that's a great film, by the way. Great film. So
yeah, there's been so much like bad movies out there, and I mean, sometimes they're fun to watch, but we got to get into the good stuff.
The man that brought us Shark Side of the Moon, which my friend at work, my loyal faithful friend at work said, "Well, man, I tried. I didn't last very long." I was like, come on, riff tracks that baby, Mystery Science Theater it on up, because that's what that movie is designed to do. It should be in theaters right now with them narrating over it for a great time, because that movie just reeks of needing to be mocked.
Yeah, I am betting that within the next 5 years it will be on the radar.
I'm with you. I think we said it last week. I said, Ironcaster and I were like, we gave it a 5-year rule, and it should be less than that because they've got the money to just buy it, just release it. They'll probably make more money allowing it to be riff tracks than they will be probably in the original purchase of buying this thing. Get to get all their money back. So, but with that, the movie is, it's one of these things where it's just frivolous fun. Like if you're going to try to think about things, if you're going to get caught up into, because it's got slow parts, it's got, there's like, thematically, it's like, oh no, this is a satire of old gangster movies. And I don't know about you, man. I wish I'd been on set. I wish I would have been able to be experiencing like how much fun they were actually having making this film. I've never really listened to any commentaries that I remember or anything. So, because it seems like one of those that would have been a blast. That's all.
Yeah, it really feels like a movie that's kind of fallen to the wayside and sort of forgotten. But people like either just don't seem to know is a thing, or maybe because of like a licensing deal, like no one is necessarily willing to or able to put it out there. Yeah. Well,
actually, this was even divisive back then, I believe, because I think this is when her name is Amy Heckerling, and people may not know that name. I love her work because she brought me Fast Time at Ridgemont High. How could I not love Fast Time at Ridgemont Times? 1982. And she went on to do like the Look Who's Talking films and Clueless or whatever. But I think she wrote a lot of other stuff. Like she's got a lot of writing credits as well. But she doesn't get credit. She's like a name that everybody knows or anything like that. But she does I think she was on like a couple TV shows for a while and things like that. Probably a little bit more serious for, more recent time. But just silly satire, spoofy stuff. I don't know. I love quoting, my PG-13 cursing thing, but it's like, the Fargan cork sucking bastards. And then it's on the cover of the newspaper when they're like, Fargan. I'm like, I can't help but laugh. I just can't. So
Like listening to Falcone swearing. I was like, this is got to be Pops approved.
it has to be. It's just I need clips. I haven't made them yet. I need to get time. I'm working on a couple of reviews and another film in the middle of another one of these massive long films that I'm working on. So I haven't had time to like get some other clips. There were no face swaps for this. Hence the reason the credits were the same as last week, folks. The only clip that was even out there to do anything with was so generic. It was the scene with Piscopo's character going, "I'm embarrassed to be a criminal." You know, that line, that little scene. It's just this cheeky throwaway scene. Like, can I have a few minutes before that one or a few minutes after that one? Because that scene's just like, I don't care. Him being
when
on
I go out, I tell people I'm a male nurse.
A male nurse, yeah. My dad put me on a hook once. And I'm like, that was the line. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be put on a hook. I don't know about Ironcaster, but I was ready to be put on a hook. And no freaking face swaps for those. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, Soul Assassin. Fast Times is a great movie. I'm sorry, I'm gonna one up you from good to great. Only film I like with Sean Penn. Ooh, that's a tough challenge. I'm not sure I know enough Sean Penn movies. See, the problem is with Sean Penn, there's a lot of movies that I like that he happens to be in, but he's not good or bad. He just happens to be there. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I probably have other ones I could list. But Fast Times is this like special treasure when you're 11 and 12. I'm just saying. Even Stranger Things made reference to it in season 4. For those of you at home, you know what I'm talking about. So yes. Okay. Wait. Chris Persia has a story. Story time. Chris Persia. I remember Johnny Dangerous very well. 6 of us went to watch it. 3 girls, 3 guys. Strange choice of movie for 13-year-olds to watch. Stranger still. One of the girls chose it. You know what? That girl, she's a keeper. I have to be honest. She's a keeper. My wife. So I told our catcher in the green room, let's do it. So obviously I just said, I cannot find my physical copy. I'm watching another version. I've watched it again. That's not the problem. The problem is I don't have a stream version to share with you guys. And I don't have a physical copy. Like, I'm stressed out. Where's my physical copy? So we haven't run some errands. We haven't to go by the flea market because she buys some of the hinges. She works on gates and stuff for the live animals. So small hinges are very expensive for what you need them for, right? So she buys one at this flea market. Honey, we're in a flea market. Go look for your movie. Go look for Johnny Dangerous. And I'm like, oh, she hit me in the field. She nerded me up because she knew how important Johnny Dangerous was. I kid you not, went everywhere. No one had it. And the one guy, it's like, yeah, my wife, she was thinking about me. She's a keeper. She likes Johnny Dangerously too. We've watched it, over the years, a lot. So I know there was a physical copy. It's here somewhere.
It's like one of those movies that I feel like I could keep rewatching, that I could kind of put on in a regular rotation with some other films. Like, it's one I just kind of forgot about for a while, but I'll gladly go back to a number of times.
Soul Assassin, she is the best. And spoiler alert for those of you that are going to try to be with us tomorrow. I'm going to have my monetization celebration tomorrow. Spoiler alert is she's supposed to try to come on. It'll be early. I may even start at 5. It's on iCast. I may have to start at 5 to be able to try to make sure I run through some housekeeping and things like that. Make sure I give her a chance to hop in here around 5:30 to 6 maybe or so like that. But yeah, the First Lady may actually pop in because I said there's no one I need to thank more. I need to thank her first. So I'm hoping that she'll actually let me do that publicly. But, you heard me say it here. I'll say it again to her and others. And hey, to Zach's, another person that needs to stop by tomorrow so I can, put him part of our documented thank you for tomorrow, this crazy ride. So, all right, Ironcaster, let's fire up a few scenes. It's one of these things where we can hit scenes and then maybe just let it play certain sound bites because we need the 7 seconds of laughter. That's all there is to it. Just find things. It's because, the cheesiness, it is what it is, but yeah. So let her rip.
All right. I've got it. Sure, you got to pull it up.
It's saying it's there. How come it went away? There we go. We'll go back. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, cool. Food for the critters. Food for the critters. So it's got all these little cheeky lines about all the different animals, calling them by name. You got this kind of food. You got that kind of food. Yeah, it's all right. It's kind of fun. I kind of chuckle a little bit at it because it's just cheesy. I think what you were saying was kind of how I treat it. I've probably watched this maybe 20 times where it's just on in the background and I'm doing other stuff. You know what I mean? So anyway, kind of laughed. There's a part where he bites the food and then puts it in. Like that kind of made me laugh.
You're the flounder. I didn't like the way it looked. Prepared a little something special for you. Think you're gonna like this.
Look at Keaton playing it over the top in his comedic Mr. Mom era. He's so funny. He really was. He really was pretty good. And he really hit the mark running early in his career too of being like charming. Like the women just liked him because he was very charming.
You know, one of the things I think that really stands out with this movie is just the way the delivery they have with every single line, where they got to kind of play it up a little bit like this. You see?
Oh, it's definitely over the top on purpose. Like there's definitely, just being jovial, just having, like I said, I would. This is one of those films. Man, I wish I could be able to have like a set experience, like what it was like on set and all that. So yeah, this is the cutaway shot to the Amazon. The parrot, hey Polly, can you get the phone? And he answers the phone. I'm like, that's just cool bird trick. There's not much animal gags and tricks and stuff anymore. It's another thing that's kind of gone to the wayside. And look at the stuff in the background, like the cheesy makeshift, what's it say? Doggy something bones.
Doggy bonbons.
Oh, doggy bonbons. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's like a blue and orange doggy bonbons. That's funny.
Hey, Quill.
So.
Hey, man.
All right. So our story plot goes, so this kid comes in. Basically, he's going to try to steal a puppy, and the puppy's tagged. So he's going to set off an alarm. And I know when Ironcaster gets to it, we're all going to have the laugh because the best part is like the little cheesy light bulb there that was off camera is the level of theft. This is there you go, light bulbs. I guarantee there's people going with switches because it's so great. Oh, hamsters and rabbits and stuff in the background on those signs.
Wait, I can do that too.
Mm-hmm. Look at Ironcaster. What have you stolen? Ironcaster, you have a puppy in your pants? Oh boy. Nope, not at all, huh? All right. Well, so Ironcaster's controlling the movie here, guys. So go ahead, buddy.
So this is what we use to kind of get the story told of the life of Johnny Dangerously and how he became a notorious gangster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
flashbacks.
Hand it over.
What the hell was that noise?
We have to jump ahead a little bit, I guess. Get to the little flashback shot. He's got a little thing just taped on him.
Yeah, why'd you sit down here, kid, for a minute?
Yeah, sit down and let me tell you my story. My little bow tie.
Anyway, it was 1910. Times were good.
They're a little safe because of the music.
Yeah, I just jump around a little bit. It's fine. Yeah, William Taft, he's fat. Some jokes here, some jokes there. It's just cheesy stuff. And the cheesy music of that sort of like New York Mafia crime stuff, those movies from like the 30s, really. They were set in that era of those movies back then. It's what they're kind of mocking. I don't know. I don't know enough of the movies from that era to know of a specific. Well, you guys in chat will. Chris will come up with some examples, I'm sure, of specific movies that they're spoofing. I don't know of any. I'm just not a big enough buff in that old gangster film genre and some of the stuff that they're trying to go after.
I mean, the only thing I'm surprised we didn't get in this was like, not Charlie Chaplin hanging from a clock.
Oh, something like that, maybe. Yeah, but that's even more. Yeah, I think they were really going for more of like the James Cagney spoofing and stuff like that. I think what they were trying to go for. But Maureen Stapleton, famous actress, by the way. Yeah, she plays Mama. Yeah, Ma Kelly. Sassy France. There's little Johnny.
Oh, Johnny, come! You need to work more. Don't worry. Work so hard. Make sure you're nice and bundled up, warm.
Yeah, stay warm. Don't worry about me. I know I need a new pancreas. It'll be okay. I'm all right. Hey, Gap popped in here. Hey, Gap.
Hey, you go on upstairs, Mom. As soon as I sell the rest of these, we'll celebrate your birthday.
Oh, you're my darling boy.
This is the worst July we've ever had.
The worst July is silliness. All right, and we got to take note of the guy with the seeing-eye shepherd behind. He plays up in a gag here because this is Danny, right? I got that right. Danny Verman. Yeah, young Danny. So look, young Danny, he's a sleazeball. If you don't know he's a sleazeball, he's getting ready to show you. Go ahead.
Get your tribune. Get your tribune.
Everybody carries a pair of scissors in their pants. Walks in traffic, screams and yells. Danny Verman. Yes, that's fantastic. And he's going to get in their face and have a little scuffle. And
Can't have that.
Oh, it's okay, officer. I can handle this myself.
Cheap shot. Suddenly he has a little thing in his hand. But in my way, the mobsters are so good and classy. They want to make sure they watch. Let's watch the children start fighting amongst themselves.
Is what, Peter Boyle?
Peter Boyle in the back seat. Dick Butkus in the front seat. Dick Butkus is a famous NFL football player who went into some acting.
Peter Boyle looks so good here. So young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Peter Boyle's. Yeah, this is. What? How old's Peter now? Peter is passed away in 2006. He had 71. So yeah, he would have been he would have been around 50 when he did this. Yeah. Let's see this. See these kids throw.
Of course, I always get that.
This is the best. It's just laughing at these kids just beating each other up. It's so silly.
So it's like, hey, I could use a kid like that.
Yep, why not? Come on over here, kid. We could have a little kid. He can hold his own.
Like the way you handle yourself.
Thanks, mister.
Do you know who this man is?
I give up.
Hey, how'd you like to make a 50?
Make $50. Oh, why would I want to make $50? Do I have to break my mama's heart?
If I break the law, it's like breaking my mom's heart.
All right. Think about it, kid. Think about it. Well, because it's a very complicated plot. He's going to think about it in a minute. So here's Ma. Ma's got problems.
And my favorite line here is where she's like, "Oh, I'm only 29.
I hope I make it to 30." Keep going. That's not my favorite line. Let's play a little bit, see where we're at.
Proud of you.
Oh, this is them talking about Tommy being the smart kid and Dad. Oh, it's Dad. So Dad, I wish he could have used a lawyer, Tommy, because the dad's a skeezy guy. And it's supposed to be, by the way, it's supposed to be an electric chair for those of you kids at home that don't know. Couldn't be more silly. Like literally like it's the pan on the head, couple straps, and a cigar in his mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna go out having a good time, I guess.
Yeah, all right. Let's do it. So a little fast forward on that. To get to oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, so this is my favorite line.
How does it feel to be 29?
Oh, I only hope I reach 30.
Oh, okay. It's right before that when he hands her the... There it is. I've been thinking about taking up smoking.
Oh, bless the saints, it's an ashtray. Oh, I've been thinking of taking up smoking.
It's the best. It's so insane. Like, oh my gosh, it's the best. Oh, it's so funny. I always thought to myself, because I have 5 kids, I always thought that one of them will give you an ashtray. I always figured one would, having, classes and school, how it is. It's going to be Father's Day kids. They're going to be I never got, obviously I knew I would never need an ashtray, but I always hoped so I could just go, I was thinking about taking up smoking. But no, I'll keep it in reserve for those grandkids. One of them will eventually buy me an ashtray or give me an ashtray for something they make. I don't want to buy one. I want them to make one.
It'll come the day they run out of ties.
I don't get stuff like that. I usually can just create a little list and they take the list in a group chat and just kind of goes out into them all. So I have to be honest, they've all done pretty good. Oh, that's right. He has a flashback to the pancreas. The pancreas is $49.95. Who can afford that? Oh, wait a minute.
He needs an operation.
If I broke the law, it'd be like breaking my mother's heart.
$49.95.
How'd you like to make a 50?
There we go.
Reach 30.
I love throwing that line in there again.
I know they got to double down. And I love that. Very very fancy effects. He's looking back and forth because it's very we got to do it. We got to go all in. So, all right, we'll jump ahead a little bit. Johnny's gonna make the turn here. He's gonna go ahead and meet him. They're gonna go down to the Club Maroni first, and the gang is going to go inside Club Maroni. We get our first interaction with him. He is quite the character. One of my favorite elements in all of film. Oh, the famous head nodding. Oh, I love the head nodding. This is another one of those face swaps I was hoping to get, that we could do the head nodding, but I can't find it. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This actually is in old gangster movies. I definitely remember seeing that a lot in some old gangster movies. A lot of head nodding. Lots of head nodding. So
Of course, yes. But he's got to end it there. No more nodding.
Yep. We got to have a line somewhere, right? Got to have a line somewhere. All right. And for those of you in chat, by the way, if you could just hit that like button for me there. Keep this stream alive. So we got to go inside, and the boys are going to separate, get searched. It's sort of like a weird airport security thing. What's with this? By the way, what's with the slash thing? Is it like a woman with no ponytails, or is that supposed to be something else? What is it supposed to be?
I believe it's supposed to be no clubbing anyone over the back of the head.
No clubbing. It looks like a brush or something. I don't know what's happening.
There's like a little effect coming off of it that's supposed to imply that he's
no
being
clubbing
hit.
this person. Yeah, no hitting people in the back of the head. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I think they even have like a gun check sign up on the wall.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I think we should be on the left there. Yeah, take his gun.
Henchwoman.
Oh, is what Carmine or Falcone?
Maroney.
Oh, Maroney.
Yeah. Roman Maroney. I'm trying to look. Richard Dimitri plays him. I'm trying to figure out who this is. Richard Dimitri is known for like 3 things. So let's see. Mel Brooks, he was in When Things Were Rotten, and he was in Johnny Dangerously. Then there's like a couple of other little tiny roles here and there. And films that, that's kind of about it. Didn't really even make it much later in life. Huh. He'd be an interesting guy to like track down. Maybe we could get someone like that to track down. It's like have him on and explain to us what life was like on set, being Mr. Well, he'll speak for himself in a few moments.
Of course, we got to do the slow pan across.
Yep. More checking.
Stamp.
Stamping their hands like a bingo place.
What are you doing here, ice hole?
Ice holes.
Night out gambling with some of his pals?
Don't bullshit me. Search the summon a bitch.
Don't bullstein me.
The son of my bitch.
It's so good. It's so good. It's just so silly. And they're like they got their hair greased back and their hats on, and I don't know. That's funny. It's just silliness. All right, we can jump ahead a little bit. Oh, play him talking though.
I know fargan trick. Otherwise, you wind up with your bells in a sling.
What a mouth on that guy.
What a mouth on that guy. Thank you, Dick Butkus. Thank you, Dick Butkus. So,
I think you need that as a clip now.
There's so much of this. I got to find little clips and stuff to pull from Johnny Dangerously.
I can get you some stuff.
Yeah. I just got to make time to make them MP4s. All right. So in comes Johnny. Johnny's got his newspaper bag. He's going to go around the room, hand out some newspapers to the fellas. Here you go, Phil. Here you go, sir. Here you go, buddy. So obviously the fix is in. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how about you? You want a paper? Yeah, sure. Yeah, nothing in there at all.
Here you go, mister. I like this guy. He throws down his chips and turns around. It's the best. It's just so silly. So anyway, so now the hit is on. He starts So Maroney just starts screaming out "Cork sucker, McFargan, the bastages, and the shenanigans." It's the best.
I'm gonna take you to work. I'm gonna nail it to the wall. I'm gonna cut all.
All right. Oh my God, it's so crazy. And they're only stealing Maroney's money. They don't want the regular customers' money. So they're doing their thing. They're doing their snatch and grab, and they're racing out the door. So the problem is the other guys kind of get the jump here a little bit too, and they basically lock Dundee in. So Jocko's stuck inside, and only little Johnny is there to kind of help in his aid. So that's pretty much what comes after all this. So the shenanigans, he's ranting and raving and, do something. So this guy's standing there. Oh,
So of
Johnny's
course,
fighting back.
It's like he knows
Gymnastics.
Paperboy Kung Fu.
Yeah. Paperboy. Hashtag Paperboy Kung Fu. There you go, Zax. Hashtag Paperboy Kung Fu. So silly. And I also love the fact that they're playing like the little whistle thing. The woo. Yes.
Little slide whistle.
Yes. Oh yeah. Jocko takes a bullet and hits his little canister of booze. The typical mafia cliche.
That was a cigarette case.
Oh, he took a cigarette case. Okay. Usually it's that or it's
a flask.
a little flask. Yeah. Yes, Paperboy Kung Fu, Zax. Yes, why not? I'm all about the pack. You know how I love really stupid hashtags.
Oh, well, you see, I've been training for years and years. The Sunday edition is the most deadly edition.
Because it's thicker. I have to work my way up to Sunday.
You train for 6 days a week to prepare for Sunday.
Roll, throw, roll, throw. Yes. Well, Jocko kisses his flask, and Johnny's doing his magic. He's doing his somersaults and his flips and all the other shenanigans. Anyway, there's a little struggle for a gun.
Oh, no! Somebody stop him! But of course, Falcone gets to it. Not Marcone. I keep wanting to call him Falcone.
Yeah, but he puts the ice bucket on his head and slides down the bar to knock Maroney over so that Dundee gets the gun. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess Johnny gets the gun first and gives it over. So it's just so silly. It's just more ranting and raving and silliness that ensues. So you can jump
Which
ahead
means
to,
you get more of Marcone just screaming nonsense insults as they run away.
Ironcaster just makes up names and never gets it right, which is so fitting for this character who looks like he could be like a Hispanic Ben Shapiro in cosplay. He's Falcone. He's all sorts of stuff. Mucone, but he's not. No, he's Maroney. But yeah, he looks like.
I think it's because I keep thinking back to Batman. Batman has the Falcone family.
Yeah. And we jump ahead a little bit. Yeah, they get away. He's part of the gang. And this is you're something about you sure like to live dangerously.
Hey kid, what's your name?
Kid?
It's Johnny. Johnny Dangerously.
Yes. I should have never picked that name. You can play a little bit.
Thanks a lot, kid. From now on, you're my boy.
Yeah, kid, but you really live dangerously.
By the way, what's your name?
Johnny.
Dangerously. Yep. Hispanic Ben Shapiro. Yeah, a little bit. He got a little bit. Play this part because I love this. This is just one of those silly. It makes me laugh. Shouldn't, but it does.
Right, I got into a lot of fights. What's your last name?
He's stickering them with an actual tape gun with actual stickers.
Change that name, you'll stay out of trouble.
The kid's name is like Oberthal or something. You're like, yeah, don't change your name, kid. It's great. Yeah.
It's like that trope of like in Austin Powers where they're like, what's your middle name? Danger.
Yes.
Austin Danger Powers.
Yeah.
Danger is my middle name.
Danger is my middle name. Yeah. All right, so he jumps ahead. He's going to do some more flashback, and we cut to another one of the great 80s tropes and silliness is when you have to have dance sequences, you have to move right into breakdancing. Which in 1886 was already pretty much over. Like no one's really like still, and you only knew like 3 people in your school that really could break dance well, let alone spin on their head, which is extremely dangerous, by the way. Anyway, so she has to have I believe this was liver transplant, right? No, thyroid no. All right, well, go ahead and play.
Thyroid.
Johnny, what's wrong with it? We can't find it.
Yeah, thyroid. Can't find the thyroid. Have to do a thyroid search. And she has to go back in for thyroid search. So, yeah.
It's gonna be $1,000.
Yep, $99.99.
It's on special this week.
Yeah, this month only. Yeah. So he got to go into the mob because he's got to get that kind of bread. So sorry, Johnny. Let's do it. All right, now you got to play this part.
Maroney. The years didn't soften Maroney. He continued to murder the English language and anyone who got in his way.
That's the best. Murder the English language. Yeah. So you can jump ahead a little bit. We have a little bit of a montage as we transition into the current time. They're talking about how they have Christmas parties, even though they would kill people. They really didn't bother citizens. They had,
They give back to the community. They literally wrap up cash and give it to the people they steal it from.
Yeah. Jocko always returned a little bit. So here he is walking around all dapper.
Seeing that this
stream went down.
We
have to turn the sound off, I think.
All right.
Maybe only play a few things here and there. Hopefully it'll come back on. Yes, it's unavailable. Yeah. So turn our sound off, and then maybe we'll play just a couple clips here and there. We can't go over 7 seconds or so. They'll cut it down. Hopefully they'll let it come back here in a minute. We'll figure it out. I can always just download it and re-upload it and maybe make a few tweets. Anyway, so this is Johnny, the whole group, and they make a little lady up front. By the way, missed that shot because she goes down a fire pole. Because he goes, "Come on down here," and she goes down the fire pole. He doesn't walk stairs or even like a fire escape. It's an actual pole. She slides down. Yeah, I know. They took the stream down. Maybe you can't even find a movie online. Good evening, ice holes. We got all sorts of crazy stuff happening. Hopefully it'll come back.
And what's weird is like Dom DeLuise gets a credit in the movie just for this little cameo.
The Pope, yeah. He probably demanded it in order to be a part of things. I got to be honest. Dom DeLuise was actually like a household name. I don't want to say. I'm not sure I know exactly why he was a household name. I mean, I know obviously I still says stream unavailable. I know things like Smokey and the Bandit or different things like that maybe is what made him a household name. But yeah, it was. I mean, I don't think anybody hated Dom DeLuise either. I mean, he was like very well known and very sort of beloved.
Wasn't he also like known for being a cook?
Don't know. Don't want to speak out of my backside about that. Don't know. Oh, and an avid cook. Yes, here he is. He wrote a bunch of cooking books. We're back. Sorry, folks. We will try to do a little better muting, and we will probably download this and re-upload it. I will try to tweak it for those of you who are watching after the fact. We just kind of chatted a few minutes about nonsensical stuff. Talking about Dom DeLuise, the appeal of Dom DeLuise. He does get a credit for his little meager bit part as the Pope. He's also in Blazing Saddles, by the way, which we were going to talk about next week. And I'm trying to think of because he was already sort of that household name. I don't know what it was about him, but I know there was no one who really hated on. He's so many comedic things that date back for generations. That's probably why. I mean, there's stuff in here that dates back to like the Joey Bishop show and Glenn Campbell and all that kind of stuff. So he was around for so long before he did this movie. He did a voice role of Ren and Stimpy. Some of these things are worth looking at. We should almost like do a Dom DeLuise, like dust off all these ridiculous voice roles.
The DeLuise deep dive.
I'm serious. Spaceballs animated series. He did the Pizza the Hut on that cartoon.
Yeah, wasn't there a story that like he didn't want to be in the suit at all?
Correct. Well, this was not the movie. This was the Dom DeLuise. Is the animated thing. They did look at Spaceballs animated, and in this animated one, he's Pizza the Hut. I don't know if he did. Did he do the Spaceballs movie? I don't think he did. Did he?
I remember him best probably from Robin Hood Men in Tights, where he's playing like the Godfather.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. He
starts doing the Godfather thing, and then like as he's like he's doing that the whole Godfather bit, he goes and pulls cotton balls out of his mouth. He's like, "Oh, I went to the dentist."
Yeah. Cannonball Run. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Just good call, Gap. Very good call. Yeah, he's in both the Cannonball. That's what I was thinking. I think. Oh, he was in Smoking the Bandit too. I wasn't wrong. Because I know he was in at least one of them. So yeah, but he was in stuff. Like I said, we're gonna be doing Blazing Saddles next week. He's in that as well. He was in so many things during that time of our lives. So like, yeah, he was Pizza the Hut in Spaceballs as well, 1987. Yeah. So Dom DeLuise getting his little bit part in. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Yep. So yeah, this is Johnny kind of flashing the cash around the neighborhood as he's like literally handing a big old wad to the Pope.
I double checked, Chris. He actually did play Pizza Hut. I was wrong. I knew he did in the animated series, and I don't know why I remember the animated series so well because it didn't really last or anything like that. Here we go, the ironing. So she's still doing laundry many years later, and played just a little bit. Yeah, he punches her. He's still hitting her, which is still this weird gag. I don't quite understand why they kept that in.
There was a bit about beer soup.
Yeah, beer soup. She's cooking beer in the soup. He goes into her laundry room. And there's a little gag where he pulls a piece of linen and just kind of caves in on him. That's what comes up next. It's funny how it's this weird. It's just a weird shot. So he pulls this and just everything just falls in on him. And I'm like, that has to be Michael Keaton, though. Like, I don't think they had time to put a different person in on that shot. But yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Okay. Tommy's coming in. Tommy's got his girl. And, yeah, he's leaving law school. He's had enough, and then they have to have their gags here that set up the funny Maureen Stapleton. If you can get to that part, we'll play a little audio of that because I got to make sure we got to document Maureen Stapleton doing this because with an award-winning actress like herself, to know this is where she got to be later in life, I don't really have much sympathy for actors and stuff that take themselves too seriously. I mean, this is a lady that literally won, all sorts of awards. I don't even know how many she actually won. She won several. I have to look her up here. But I know she won multiple Academy Awards, or at least was nominated.
You want to get laid? Mom, you want to hump your brains up? Ba-boom,
ba-boom, ba-boom. I always just start. And then look at how Tommy is holding this poor actress's head, dragging her off camera with his face on it. Oh my gosh. It's so insane and awesome. So great. So
this was like my favorite part of it, where he's trying to walk into the club, and every time he goes to walk away past the doorman, doorman's like praising her, like, "Oh, she's had such a great soul on her."
Yep.
And he's got to stop. He's got to bribe him.
And then finally, like the third time, he just runs away to get in. So now he's like out of cash. Yep. Another. Oh, it just makes my heart melt. That's good. Yeah, Gap. DeLuise is in Blazing Saddles, and we will talk about Blazing Saddles next week. And he was in Mel Brooks' 12 Chairs, which I have not watched in a long time. That's a one to dust off my box set. So now we get our introduction to Lil Sheridan. She's the love interest in all of this, and there she is. Boy, is she a funny. I was kind of looking this up because I don't remember her name. I know she was in. There's a film adaptation of Noises Off, and she's in that. That I remembered. What I didn't know is what else she'd been doing with her life. She's a massive, widespread Hallmark Channel actress. So I was looking at her resume. I think it was Sunday night, and there's like a million of these like crazy Hallmark movies. There's like, I don't know, dozens way over. Yeah, it was crazy. So, anyway.
But of course, it's like he's got all the girls on him, but she's the one who's like playing hard to get.
Oh, so right. Yeah, because they run up to Johnny and you can hear them say things like, Johnny, will you be my first? Hey, Johnny, I'm not wearing a bra. And he goes, that makes two of us. He's trying to be suave and cool. Yeah. Gotta be about the one that you can't have. Play his little catchphrase here. He's got to be all cool. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you take my card?
Enjoying yourself?
You call me tomorrow.
You call me tomorrow.
And you got to take his card back. I've never had to do that before. I like it. It's so funny. And it really is kind of like how the sticky old gangster stuff would go. So, I really liked it. By the way, Jacob Ironside popped in here too. I'm sorry. I don't think I said hey to you, Jacob. Thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, the stream was up and down for a second there. We got carried away with our pausing or lack thereof. We can't help it. Some of the stuff's funny, man. I don't get caught up. This is why this is the worst part of the wish YouTube and these studios. I wish that we could pay a rental fee and they would be like, this is my proposal to fix YouTube in this situation. You can have a watch party of some kind, but you have there's a special cover that we have to put it over it, like a template, so it modifies the screen, so it's not actually in its original state. And then we would have to pay a little fee or something so we could do it. I
think they can do that on Amazon Prime, on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
And do the watch parties. Of course, you got to have the membership for it, but still,
right. Yeah.
One of the things I do like though is the way this is shot. It has this sort of more classic feel to the film. There's something about the way their hair is, the way the shots are chosen.
Oh no, I agree with that. Also, the makeup. Look at how the makeup is very sort of over the top because that was kind of how they were. Because it was early film, so there was a lot more makeup used back then. So they kind of helped replicate that a lot with the hairstyles and the makeup. So they're both wearing a fair amount of makeup. His hair was kept pretty much the same. Michael Keaton was I'm not changing my hair and I'm not wearing a hat the whole freaking time. Because he was definitely early in his career, right off of Mr. Mom. So he had his look and he was not about to rock that boat. So yeah, she Lil knocked his socks off. This is the Johnny is in love scene where he just kind of, it's just wasted screen time of silliness or whatever.
Yeah, it's now that we kind of have a close up here, you can see the eyeliner under his eyes.
Yeah, he's got a lot of foundation on as well. There's a lot to make. There's not a single wrinkle or even not a hair. I mean, this is nothing. It's this is literally how the old films look when you watch them. Maybe that's another reason why Peter Boyle looks so freaking great. They've got him all make-upped up. We just didn't notice in the earlier shot.
Because looking at him here, you can see he's got some more age on him now.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more than he did in the earlier scenes. Maybe it's just, and also the lighting and stuff like that. So there we go. Danny Verman.
To weaken us, drain our energy, laugh at us when they see us naked.
Women. And Keaton just plays it. There's just not even, I don't know. I almost feel does Keaton know he's going to say that? Because he's so good. He just owns Johnny Dangerously inside and out. Just so good. It's funny how every knock at the door, they pull their guns. Really? That's your defense? I don't know. Anyway. In 1986, I have to be honest, I don't think any of us saw the cheesy robot scene coming. It's so funny.
No problem. What's this?
I'll pause just for an extra second or so, just to play it safe.
Make sure we get our shots here of Maroni bot. Maroni bot attacks, and then it's look, and there's a cheesy note on it. Love and kisses. I love it. It's just so silly.
It's even got his befoulment of the English language.
Yes.
Dear bastages.
Yes.
I hope I got a few of you. If not, I will get you next time over at the Club 25.
Love and kisses. Roman Maroni. So great and so cheesy and so fun. Hey, Mike, Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. We jump ahead. This is the Magnum 88 that he had custom made. Danny loves to talk about it. Talks about shooting through schools or shooting through trees. It's a joke that plays regularly through the movie. So a lot of that.
I got something to stop him.
They made it for him special. It's an 88 Mag.
88 Magnum. It's just a long barrel. But hey, listen. Joe Piscopo really does a good job too selling it. So I have to be honest. I got to give Joe some credit too.
Oh, he was. I think he's really underrated here, and unfortunately, I can't do much about the deep fried video.
No, you're fine. So the thing is, if people don't remember the old SNL, like he and Eddie Murphy had just this perfect chemistry, all these impressions that they could do, how they could just. I don't even know what was scripted or wasn't with those two because it just felt like they could just go and go and go and go. And of course, Eddie Murphy becoming a star, he's tapping into film and all that kind of stuff. So Piscopo seemed like a very obvious choice. It just never really took off for him. He just didn't seem to land. Like immediately after this, they hired who? It's called Wise Guys. It's the film right after this. Let me look it up real quick.
Let me get this. I just want to get this one bit of dialogue. This is one of my favorite lines.
It shoots through schools.
Brian De Palma loved this movie and laughed out loud. He hires Joe Piscopo and DeVito to be in a film called Wise Guys, and Wise Guys tanked hard, like bad. So that hurt the Piscopo, prospects pretty badly. Trying to think of what else he was in. Dead Heat. He did a TNG episode. Just miscellaneous stuff. Law and Orders. He did a Law and Order routine for a while. Yeah, just probably worked a little bit of stand-up and stuff in there and stuff like that before he kind of started doing his own radio show and stuff. So he developed an interest in bodybuilding. Huh. Okay. He was a big dude. I have to be honest. I remember seeing him in person. I've told that story multiple times. So I want to bore everybody seeing it again. But yeah, I jumped a rope at a Hard Rock Cafe to go meet Joe Piscopo.
So yeah, Danny Verman, of course, wants to, do things his way.
Yes, violence.
But like, no, we ain't like that, Danny.
Right, Danny?
You shouldn't grab me, Johnny. My mother grabbed me once.
It's awesome. It's the best. It is so fun. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm this much of a nerd when I wrote that in the title. I thought we must have to review this movie once. ... Once. So yeah, Danny Verman. Yeah, it'll come back. It'll play again later. So all right, so let's move ahead a little bit. Yeah, we're already at 6:30.
Oh.
So yeah, this is the shenanigans are breaking out over at the Club Maroni. They got to figure out how to get revenge proper. Their solution is to be a little more clever, a little bit of whatever. So they cut to an airplane scene, and it's like they're dropping this. I think that actually is supposed to be Michael Keaton in The Passenger, right? It looks like him.
Oh, I lost it. Like, we gotta take down this wall and this wall and this wall.
Yes, and
then
this means Fargan War.
I really steamed.
And they cut to a newspaper and it says Fargan War. Right. So the earlier shot with Tommy resolved itself right before the scene we had with Maureen Stapleton. He has to go by the club to meet with Johnny, so Johnny could find out what's going on, why you think you're quitting law school. And this is the classic scene that pretty much keeps it from being in mainstream distribution. Because I remember at the time, I actually think I cried a lot laughing at how the insanity of this scene. So yeah. I have to admit, on the rewatch, I actually wasn't sure this was going to be PG-13 or not. I couldn't remember. I'm like, is this movie a little... No, it's just a little bit. It's more teasy. So
he's quitting law school.
Yep. because I have to, just like his mama said. Oh, is that all? You think this is easy? You think this is the hard life? You mean, let me show you what's really going on here, Tommy. So,
What? Come on, guys. I want to move past that. Just be a little safe for the YouTubes.
Yeah. Let's get to the clip of the show. Your testicles and you, because it's fantastic. And there you go. These are the unlucky ones. I cannot tell you how many times when we were playing sports or something and someone would be hitting the nads and I would just be like, these are the unlucky ones. Anything that had to do with the groin, it always took me back to this scene. Look how intense he's pulling this off. I don't wonder what they actually had on screen or what he would actually look at, because he does play this pretty well. He doesn't get credit for this scene.
I'm a scientist, and I'm here to tell you about the importance of looking after your testicles.
It's so good. I am Dr. Zillman. Yes.
Now, this balloon is much like your testicles.
All right, play a little bit.
We'll give you years of maintenance-free service.
Faster. It's so good. And of course, it just pops and breaks. It's so good. Look at Dr. Zillman playing it straight. Oh, it's great. So, yeah, I have to be honest. I don't remember how many times. I don't really remember seeing this multiple times in the theater, but I know I was crying, laughing. I could not believe it. It was great.
Also, I love just the implication that Johnny just happens to have this laying around just for any time he wants.
In case of an emergency, he has a copy laying around. I'm actually this. If this was actually allowed to be made today, as a studio, as a teaser, I would release that clip as a promotion for the movie. Because you think it would be racier than it's going to be. You would think this is the raciest really element of the movie, but because that would be what you would do.
Oh, no, we gone again.
Oh, come on. Testicles and you brought us down? Really? Come on, YouTube. Seriously? Oh, boy. This is a tough one. I don't know how we're going to get through Blazing Saddles. We may not be able to play any audio from Blazing Saddles. Maybe they just they don't like Johnny Dangerously so much. Like it's just an anti-Johnny Dangerously thing.
So it's kind of...
Yeah, let's just skip ahead a little bit. Because it does kind of move quickly here. We kind of move to the scene. She's going to sing her Johnny Dangerously song.
I want to live dangerously.
Quick, Sully. Switch to an ad break. What do you mean Amazon delayed shipping? Why, I oughta.
Not to worry. With Amazon Prime delivery.
I have to be honest. I have to give them credit to entertain themselves, even though the stream goes down. Hang in there, folks. All right, we'll move past Lil's song. Because it is really, she's got to live dangerously.
Yeah, this is where Johnny gets named to be the heir.
Yep.
It's like, once I retire.
Yep. He's going to take over. I think last week when I was talking about it, I kept using the wrong terminology. I kept saying template. And what I mean is you can have
an overlay.
An overlay. So when you hit, this is the one that StreamYard comes. They send you give you one like this, but I can't figure out how to make one. Kind of like what EFAP has. So our pictures are on the bottom, and then across this top, it'd be like a watermark that would say "Pops." So we try to really maximize our modification of the video clip. So I'm thinking about just leaving that up. If you don't, I think it's not a bad idea. Let's just leave that up.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the more of it we cover, the better. I mean, it probably helps if we also change the layout to where we are, so we're not the video isn't as big as possible on the.
Yeah, let's do that too. Let's go smaller. See, it's probably too small to go to the next one. Yeah, that does not work at all. Ironcaster completely disappears. All right, so we'll do that too and switch that as well and see if chat is back. Oh, movie, yeah, we're back.
Hey.
So, hey, folks, thanks for hanging in there. YouTube does not like testicles and you, but we're going to we put the StreamYard overlay down. So, by the way, that's what I meant last week when I kept saying template. I meant overlay because I'd like to make an overlay that had like our, talk hard across the top. It would have like a watermark that said Pops. those kinds of things, so that we can kind of have it as modified as possible. And I think Ironcaster said, yeah, let's reduce the size of the screen a little bit, see if that helps. So all you missed was Lil's song. We talked a little bit about it, because she sings about being dangerously. So, and then we're gonna fast forward a little bit here, because this is really like the cheesy element of they fall in love. Of course, she's got to like the bad boy, and I have to be honest, man, she's barely got a top on. It just makes me laugh. Just wow, the '80s. God bless.
Well, when you say that song, I figured I was on green. It's like, you're not on red anymore.
Still playing a little hard to get, a little. And then they just have this like walking, talking scene, which is kind of funny because they're actually trying to like give you like relationship dynamics that they would actually like each other, some different stories or whatever. And then Keaton's character just goes, "Where the heck are we?" It's so great. And suddenly they're like they're in the clouds and they're gonna kiss and be in love. And yes. And then fireworks. That was, by the way, was for those of you that don't know, back in it wasn't Honeymoon. What was that show called, guys? Where they'd be, obviously having sex, but there would be like fireworks in the background. Oh man, my family watched that show all the time. I can't remember ever watching it again. Anyway, you got someone that'll know. Gap will know, someone like that. Chris will figure it out. So the fireworks in the background was a normal thing. All right, cut to the next day. At least she has change of clothes. So
yeah. So by this point, they're now a couple, and the gang war has continued on, and it's now gotten to a point where they're just like overtly like violence in the streets.
Yep. It's not safe for Johnny to go to work or walk into work. So passionate kiss, and then the first phase of how Johnny gets to work, ducking down.
So this was something I did want to point out. I noticed in the background there is a poster for the I believe Clark Gable Call of the Wild.
Yep.
Which was a movie that was not out yet.
Oh right, because this is in 1935, and that came out later, right?
Other way around. So this is supposed to be 1930, and it's 1935 when that film comes out. So it's about a good 5 years away.
Gotcha. So all of this sequence was pretty much what was in the trailer, because I remember the footage. I think I used the footage for something I edited way back in the day or whatever. So yeah, back when they didn't really care if you stole footage from trailers. So I would use footage like this. That very high-priced sale sign in the window. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it's like we got assassins dressed as mannequins. Like, oh, they'll break it out. And
this dude, he's got a metal helmet on like that. He's totally real, popping up out of a manhole, taking some pot shots at Johnny. Johnny had jumped over like a sandbag barrier to get there.
Yeah, but even then he's like, oh, we gotta get to the door, and oh, here's the doorman, like still complimenting his mother as they're crawling for their lives.
Yes. Hey Johnny, how's that lovely mom? Love American style is what Gap's writing. So is that what it was? So like at the time they would have their whoopee, there would be fireworks and stuff. I take your word. I cannot remember. My family watched it all the time. How about a scrolling bottom that will help? Maybe I'll have to make something up. That's a good idea too. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to pull out all the stops for next week, or we'll never get through Blazing Saddles, because this was way worse than I thought it would be. Maybe because we just had a good run where we didn't have any problems. So what I'll do is I'm going to the stream will stay up. What I'll do is I will try to re-upload it and see what it will flag and go from there, and just put it in twice if I have to or whatever. Just rename it, repopulate. Nobody cares. So a dude popping out of a manhole with a machine gun, totally normal. Yeah. Hey, it's Johnny Dangerously. Again, wouldn't it be great if there actually was like an old gangster movie where that actually happened? I don't know if there is one. Like I said, that's not a genre I've spent a lot of time diving into. I've seen many of the films, but it's been so long ago, I couldn't tell you which one. But boy, it'd be great if there was like an old Cagney film or something like that where they had it. So, yes, yeah.
So,
yes, they had Love America Style. They would have fireworks, like you said, when they had whoopee. Yeah. Awesome. So Sean, hey, how you doing, man? Yeah, we're watching Johnny Dangerously. Well, kind of. We're trying.
we're kind of talking about it. So yeah, you had the plumber show up, and well,
Oh right, the plumber
I
had
got
been there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, there he is.
Looks just like a plumber, just like a plumber.
You know,
Got his
in a
tie
he had a suit and a tie.
He took his suit jacket off and put an apron on. The hat's, not even changed. He may have been in the other earlier scene even. That's even better. All right, so then, so Peter Boyle's character, Jocko, is going to go to the bathroom. There's a quick little line about, the toilet's never really clogged up before. And there's the explosion. Jocko comes out with the handle, freaking out. Play a little bit. I got my dork in my hand.
Johnny, my dork. Oh, it's the pull handle.
Yeah, Sean, we've had issues. It's probably my fault because I had Ironcaster play more than he probably should have. Plus, we also played literally just this quick snippet of your testicles and you, which is probably the biggest of no-nos. But I don't care. I'd rather take the hit. By the way, who is Johnny Dangerously? Who is that? Anybody recognize who that is?
It's John Rambo.
It is. That is Sly making his cameo. There's the Sly Stallone cameo and freaking Johnny Dangerously. I was like, what is who's Johnny Dangerously? It's Sylvester Stallone. It's like, what on earth? So we cut back to the old pet store. Now, play just a little bit because I'm pretty sure he's breathing on the turtles and then actually rubbing them. And they're actually, I think the turtle's actually moving. I think it's an actual turtle.
Oh yeah, those turtles are alive. Yeah, you can see the one down there. The one in the bowl moved his head a little bit.
That's freaking great. I'm telling you right now.
Like, nah, I might be on top now, but it gets sad.
Yep. So, we got to move forward. Johnny's going to be in charge, and this is where Tommy's going to graduate. Finally, Mama's going to have her little spiel about how happy she is. She's shocked that none of them turn out to be one of those skeezy, horrible gangsters. And of course, Johnny's like, And then, of course, he tries to offer him a number to go get a job. It's like, well, no. I'm going to go fight crime. I'm like, I see what you did there, Johnny Dangerously. Good job.
I mean, never mind the fact that Prohibition is on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, actually, by this point, it would have been up for a year. So this is like the first year of Prohibition.
The very beginning, yep. That's right.
The doctor again.
The doctor. Go back just see if we can get just which one this one is. This is the one where it's like thousands upon thousands of dollars.
About your mom, John.
I want to see her spit again. It's a saliva gland, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The blocked salivary gland, $7,500.
Yeah, go for it. Good to see her spit again.
Yeah, what the heck? Go for it.
Good to see her. Oh, it's so much fun. That's good.
So, of course, he's showing up like a dork.
Yep. We're here to fight crime, everybody. No one's paying any attention whatsoever.
Like, is this guy for real?
All right, now this is DeVito, right?
Yes, this is Dan.
Now,
DeVito is like.
Wait, go back. Go back. Note, there's two legs sticking out because he has a lady inside of his desk. Now, if you're in a theater and you catch that, and your friends don't catch that and don't believe you, it's one of those nerdy topic of discussions that happen for many a moons until you can see this movie again. So yes, there is a lady under his desk. Yeah.
Like, no, don't worry, kid. Don't worry. Look. Just say what. Why don't you go away on vacation? Yeah, take like 3 weeks off.
Yeah. DeVito, it's so great. He's so skeezy. It's like, no. Tommy's digging in, man. He's got his jacket off. He's all serious. Here he's going after Danny Verman. He's fighting crime in every possible way. he's going on the radio, and this scene was funny because he's like, "Where were you?" And it's like, "What happened with this?" And it's like the amount of questions were just so silly, and also like everything is opposite. Like it's a weird, like it's set up for like a Senate hearing where he's up high and talking down. Why are your fingerprints on this gun? I don't know. You bastages have stolen my freedom. Maroney, deported to Sweden, claims he's not from there. Prominent citizens with the civics bodies combined to make City Park a success.
Man is found dead with $500 in pocket. That's kind of one of my favorite things to do sometimes. Just kind of pause these and see what you can actually read, like the stuff that isn't even there to read.
Well, notice the actor looks more like a cross now. Like the Ben Shapiro look is gone. Now he has more like a Dracula look, where like they get the eyes and the hair's like he definitely got widow's peak. So hashtag widow peak. It made it. So not all bad. Maroney had his widow's peak. Then now it's sort of like the debate on what to do about Tommy, because Tommy's getting a little too close for comfort, and we of course know what Danny will want to do. He's got his 88, talking smack about shooting through trees and schools and things down the road. Play a little bit.
Relax. It's kept.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
In charge, we'd be making cement loafers for him by now.
Well, Jocko's not in charge. I am.
I am.
So,
let's get him to play ball.
Yeah, play ball. Great idea. So, jump ahead to play ball. Oh, this was the scene about I'm being embarrassed to be a. Yeah, go ahead.
See what I do? I'm embarrassed to tell him. I say I'm a barber. Hey, I told somebody the other night I was a male nurse.
I think I'm going to do a face swap just for Ironcaster so he could say he had it to mark his Johnny Dangerously experience. That's the only clip I could face swap. They didn't have any other clips available, which is a criminal, which is a crying shame. It really is. Shame when you put out of forms.
Johnny here is like trying to tell them all, like, look, guys, we got plenty enough. We don't need to rock the boat here. He's obviously protecting his brother, but it's also from a need to like try to remind him, like, look, dude, you got like 100 hats. That's a lot of hats.
180. Yeah. 180 hats. We have dental.
180 hats.
We have dental. Don't you have a sauna? I think he says sauna, right? I think he says sauna.
Yeah. The one guy sends his mom to Norway twice a year or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, what on earth is happening in this movie? All right. So jump ahead a little bit where they're kneeling and he's like, no, Danny's just Danny. Bird's crazy. And then, you got to go back just a little bit. We have to do it.
You touchy today, Johnny. Hey, what's the matter? Something going on between you and this Kelly guy?
I'd just like to say for a moment.
I know. Let's just do it. We got to get to it. Look at Piscopo playing it up. He's got the look. Piscopo's got the look. He's ready to go for it. I want to know how many takes this was. I really, really, really want to know. So let's see it.
You shouldn't hang me on a hook.
You shouldn't hang me on a hook.
My dad hung me on a hook once. Hey, Dean Krantz. Yes, we are trying to review. We have paused several times, so if you try to catch this, I'm going to try to re-upload this with a few edits to try to tweak it. YouTube is taking it now. We're trying to be a little more diligent about pausing and talking over it rather than letting as much of it play. But it has so many good lines, and if you haven't watched Johnny Dangerously, please do. So much fun. Just cheesy, silly, stupid fun that we can have. Like, we're not allowed to have fun like this anymore. Maybe that's it too, Ironcaster. They don't want people to think that they can hang other people from hooks.
Yeah. Or
how many
do
people,
this.
Hung me on a hook once.
And then swing him out. It's the best. Oh my gosh. I want to know, like, how on earth so there has to be a box that he's standing on, clearly, because there is no other like straps and stuff on that door. But then the door swings. So I'm like, okay. So all right. It has to be a harness. There has to be something. So I'd have to watch the scene again and figure out where the edits are. But man, it's so much fun. They hung him. And I'm pretty sure that was in the trailers as well. That was pretty good.
My guess is there's like just a frame built into the door. So when it swings open, he's just standing on it.
Maybe. The whole thing, including the box he's standing on, swings. Got it. Makes sense. It's effortlessly done. I mean, it really looks real. It's really good. They pulled it off.
So
how we doing on time? I can say we're like almost at 7. Yeah. So cheesy stuff. So Tommy's got to show up to the DeVito. He's got to learn that he's going to be basically pitched to play ball. So they have a nice dinner. They're gonna,
At first he's like, look. At first he's like, look. I got every bit of information on Johnny Dangerously. I got his blood. I've got his hair. I've got his fingerprints. I've got everything that could possibly be.
Oh, I see. He's got a probably sound in the background. I got everything, every little piece of evidence that I would need. He's like, it's not enough. It's not gonna be enough. But I'm like, didn't he say he has blood? Like, it was so funny to me. I'm like, he has blood? What? How do you get blood? Anyway,
one of the things we haven't really got the chance to talk about just how good the sets are in this movie.
Oh, they spent so much money making some of this stuff looks real. Now, I admit that this house that they filmed this scene in is probably the same place that the office, the Dundee house is, because if you look at some of the white architecture, it kind of matches some of the backgrounds in that office. So it easily could probably just be the one location. But man, they spent a lot. Set design is for real, man.
Also, I love just how like kind of slimy that he looks here. Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it looks great. He really pulls it off.
He's he's starting to lose his hair, but it's really coming through, looking pretty good. And it's like, now let's turn this into a game show.
And it's just the building. It just turns. Like, what is happening? Oh, it's time to play ball. Yep, microwave ovens. Go on a.
It'll cook a turkey in one day.
Go on a trip. Look at Tommy's emotions start changing. He's like, "What is happening?" And then she can come home. Your lovely wife will come home and have this on. Yeah,
let's. As nice as it is, it's best to not toy with YouTube that much.
No, that's fine. So yeah, it was no, when I do that, I'll see you in the jail, or I'll see you in prison, or whatever. And he's going to call it in to Johnny, but Johnny's not there. So when Ironcaster clicks, we'll see that it really is Danny Verman who answers the phone. And there's a little hint about, well, no, Johnny. What Johnny want to do? Johnny says kill him. He's like, okay, well, I kind of already had a plan in place. DeVito has rigged up Tommy's car, so there's no brakes. So it's like cutting to the lines type thing. So Dean says there was a ledge on the door, maybe on the swinging door. Yeah, we figured there's probably like a little step up or something like that.
The one little gimmick here I like is that as this car is getting faster, even the radio is starting to speed up.
Correct. That was such a great gag. It's very much like an airplane gag, like the Zuckers would do. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And of course, basically, it was just like roll the car. Like there's no one in this car. They literally just jettison it and then just shoot this later.
And the whole thing just goes over a cliff.
It's great. And then it's literally like full body cast. Like everyone's in full body cast with somebody's extra leg in the background. And then Mama figures out this one's Tommy. I can recognize the eyes. Give me your pen. She just writes Tommy on the cast. Yeah.
But of course, that didn't work out.
Nope. So I know where somebody's guilty. No, so this is another one of those jokes that didn't date well. Like I don't know if people get this joke with the whole "I got you a gift" and they're having booze, but they're actually having beer. So the famous Colt 45 commercials back in the day.
A smoking jacket.
Yes.
I'm a little disappointed they didn't go with like I've been meaning to start.
That's a good point. I've been looking for an excuse to start smoking. That would have been such a good line, a great callback line. Huh. Wonder why that didn't happen. Anyway, so yeah, the smoking jacket, the Colt 45 booze, and yeah, the bull runs through just like the commercial. It was really funny at the time. I know it doesn't really date as well, but D.A. Burr dies in a commercial. That's a Colt 45. And notice the photo. The photo is actually of DeVito from Taxi, not of DeVito from this show. Not from this. You can tell by the mustache, stuff like that, the outfit. It looks, that's DeVito from Taxi. Oh, we haven't even talked about this guy. Oh my gosh, he's a repeat gag in the whole freaking movie. So one of the biggest callback jokes is the paper salesman. Oh, we haven't even talked about him once. Sorry, dude. That's Ray Walston.
Any of this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Of course, he's a blind old man.
Yeah. He, of course, also is in Fast Time at Ridgemont High, but he is a famous actor as well from My Favorite Martian.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. He's super famous. Like, he's a big deal. But he was also in Fast Times, like a year or so before. So, 2 years before. So, yeah, he's a famous actor. Yeah. But yeah,
so the joke.
He's blind. He's not blind. He takes it in the fact. I can see. It's
but
hit
no,
again.
I'm deaf.
I can't hear. Yeah, it's awesome. Al and Cindy Capone have their mailbox right next to Johnny Dangerously, and Johnny's in a mood. Everything's falling apart. He can't hold anything together, so he's real snippy. Miss Capone, who's
Do you have a cup of bullets?
we had a couple of bullets. Tell Al to, maybe he shouldn't go out tonight. Oh, it's great. He's in a mood. She's making little blue knitting, little crochet, thinking that it's going to be
About that time.
Yeah, for a baby, but that's not.
Right. It's the same set from before. It's the apartment, like they're just reusing that one, which it's a good set.
No, it works for this film a lot. Yes, Dean is saying Mr. Hand, the red jacket and the bullet, Mr. Hand. So Mr. Hand is a reference to the Ray Walston actor.
Oh, it's even called Gangster Arms, the apartment complex.
Oh, that's great. No pun held back. Got to keep going. Just keep doubling down on the puns. So basically, he says he's going to try to go legit and all this other nonsense. He's going to go turn himself in. Oh, he's going to. That's right. We have this scene first. I'm sorry, I forgot about this. This is a very important scene, by the way. We have to have all this first. So Tommy's finally getting married. So Tommy gets married, and they're going to. Oh, thank you, so sweet. And then she's got a Maureen Stapleton again. Maureen Stapleton, what a boss. She says, just want to let you know I go both ways. I'm just like, oh my God. Maureen Stapleton making a bi joke in 1986. I mean, 1984. Why do I keep saying the wrong year?
That doesn't happen. These jokes don't exist yet. Have never been done. But of course, Tommy being the horn dog he is, he's like, I can't wait. We have to go.
Nope. Go to a little storage closet at the courthouse, janitor closet. There we go. I love that he's kind of finagling her, and then he goes, "Put your face right here." And I'm just like, "What on earth?" It was just, I don't know. I love the awkwardness and the silliness of it all. Danny's eavesdropping and realizes, Tommy Kelly, and of course Johnny Kelly, Johnny Dangerously. He's pieced it all together. So everyone's figuring out everything.
And then they start talking about it as they walk past the very room they were in, the janitor's closet they were in.
Yeah, they're in there stooping. They overhear Danny talking about it. He kind of races out, fixes his drawers, and then the janitor walks in, little black dude, and he's singing, "Oh, hallelujah!" Go ahead and play that. Hallelujah. Chris Persia says, y'all remember him as Uncle Martin, the Martian, but he's also Popeye's dad, Pappy, in the Robin Williams live action. Very good eye. Yep, you're right. Absolutely. Williams live action. He is Pappy. I haven't watched that in forever. I do not own that. I don't own that, so I would have
I've got it on Vudu, so I can always watch it later.
All right, so they're gonna confront one another. Go ahead.
Oh, this is where we get the square off of the two, like, of all the cards getting laid out on the table, like,
yep,
you're a no good, lousy criminal, and it's my job to put you away.
Yes, but now, I put you through school. I'm the one who takes care of you. I took care of Mom. How can you behave like this? Fine. Let's settle it the old-fashioned way. Put up your dukes. What? So, Johnny's conscience thinks about his mama. Mama says,
real quick, I like the body language here between these two. Just I think it stands out. I like the look of it.
I think they both deliver really, really well, by the way. Really, really well. So he thinks about Mama. Says, take a dive.
He's seeing his little brother.
Yep. And then his Mama, and he takes a dive. So you got me. I'll go legit. By the way, Mike's also bringing up the fact that he also played Boothby in a TNG episode. This, of course, is still Ray Walston. Let's see. And he also reprised that role in Voyager. There you go. He guest starred in the horror fantasy show Friday the 13th. Yeah. This dude, I mean, he has a ton of credits. You talk about like a guy that acted for a living for years as a different character actor and stuff like that. I mean, sure, we know him from these few things, but he had tons of credits. So, all right. So now we get to move forward to the scheme. So Danny's got his scheme going on because you know what? They're smoking cigarettes. Johnny's like, listen, I got to take this legit. But then Johnny has to pause for a minute because everyone's smoking cigarettes for a PSA. Let's do a fourth wall break.
Kids, it makes you look stupid. You gotta put something in your mouth.
Do chewing gum.
He taps it like a cigarette and throws his chewing gum in his mouth. It's so funny. It's so funny. I forgot about the fourth wall break. I mean, I remember it, but when I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised because like, oh, fourth wall. Good job. Anyway, no, not Danny. He's ready to like put a hole through the school. And everyone's going all like, what do you mean? I want to see their faces when he comes clean. So
and this is where everyone finds out about it, where like, oh, what do you mean? You're actually the brother of the DA? You're gonna walk away and leave us all high and dry.
Yeah, you don't care about us. I was like, what on earth? It's like they try to rationalize the whole family metaphor thing into like real life applications. So that's what they went with. So anyway, jump ahead. Oh, I think you went back. Here we go. Keep going. And that's kind of how this all plays out. It's just a lot of the peen contest nonsense between Johnny and Danny. And Johnny's going to...
I'm closing up shop.
Yep. Shut her down then. Well, no, you won't.
I'm
gonna
opening shop back up. It's under new management.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah, Johnny's going to go to the office and turn himself in. And this crazy old lady. So they walk in. They've got it all framed. So the commissioner is already dead. Johnny walks in, touches him. He falls forward dead. They club him in the back of the head, leave him there. And then comes to this maid and goes, how much for you to, she goes, $17,000. It's like this crazy amount of money. And they just hand him $17,000 and they just go about their way. And Johnny's been arrested. He's busted. He's going to the big house now. Johnny's been caught. Look at the press, like very high end on the. We didn't know how to handle the press thing, so we just used sticky notes on the side of their hats, little stickies. So probably index cards actually.
This is the point where we realize, wait a minute, I don't have my cigarette case, my lucky cigarette case.
Yep.
Whoever's got it must have done it.
Yep. They took it. There's money in her clothes everywhere.
Oh, I shown up for the bail. Oh, I'm sorry, there'll be no bail because the DA said so. And
we're not in front of a judge. We're actually in front of like a police chief. Because that's Alan Hale. That's the skipper. So we don't actually have a judge. We have like the desk sergeant, or I think it's what he is. I think he's technically supposed to be a desk sergeant. Anyway, Tommy's like, no, Johnny, you're going down. And meanwhile, we hit him again. So Ray Walston's down. Go ahead and play it. Let's take Ray.
Is that the city edition?
Oh, no. Son of a bitch. Now I'm dead.
Poor kid. So it's a running gag. Here's the press. They're running. They got their shenanigans going on. Report about Johnny Dangerously. He's going to the big house.
They waste no time at all. By the way, the whole time, throughout this entire thing, Johnny Dangerously, he's just the still cocky, arrogant guy. Like, guys, it'll be all right. I know what I'm doing.
Yep. Nope. He's going down. All right. We can move a little bit. Danny's revealing some stuff here, talking some smack.
You just sent him up the river. And, I just want to thank you for doing my job for me.
Yep. And get him in the groin. Go ahead and play it.
Me in the balls. My sister kicked me in the balls once.
What?
Wait a minute. He dropped Johnny's case. Oh no. Bum bum bum. Tommy's realized the error of his ways. He said his brother the big house when in fact it was Danny. How will he ever redeem himself? Well, let's find out.
I'm gonna get you, vermin, if it's the last thing I do.
All right, so let's fast forward to the big house. Yeah, Dean, the prayer scene in the prison is truly tremendous. By the way, just look at the background. I know we want to play audio, so take the audio off. Let's talk over some of the shenanigans. So we have the, red, yellow, and blue punk person next to the this stuff didn't exist in the 1930s, but yeah, we don't care. We're sticking it in anyway.
He needs a father figure.
That's great. Anyway, so here's Lil through the cage and they're going to kiss or whatever. It's just so funny and cheesy and silly, which is actually very tribute. And again, Keaton is like, I'm not wearing the hat. I'm not wearing the hat. I guarantee it was in his contract. He is not doing anything that would make him look less cool. That was definitely what was in his contract. He was going to do this crazy movie.
It's like, yeah, go and pretend to be his girl. Get close.
Yep. Oh, the guy hit him again. Raise down.
I can see. I can hear. Play it safe.
He's all excited. Wait a minute. Where am I?
Gotta get a rule of 3 in there.
Yep. Ray keeps it going. So Tommy's working his backside off trying to figure out how to prove Johnny's innocent and get Danny. And that's what's happening here. Oh, he's like take a wife to work day. She's just in the room for no reason.
And they were also kind of hinting that, you could be governor. You're willing to send your own brother up the river.
Right. He'll have to forfeit this amazing career that he's had to get his brother or whatever. And they're all talk.
So of course, Ma has to go and finds the cleaning lady.
Yeah, try to get her to come clean. Sorry, bad pun. Get her to tell her story that she's the one that was doing that. That was actually unintentional. Unlike Ironcaster, who went for it early on. So,
if I see it, I'm going to go for it. She's like, "Oh, what will it take for you to come clean?" And she's like, $19,000.54 or
yeah, just a wad of cash. And she pulls out a wad of cash. So now she's made another 20 grand, basically. Chris, is that a punker or foreshadowing a possible Beetlejuice? I am going to go punker. However, I love the eye. I love the thought. He did a little bit before we get to Beetlejuice, didn't he? I mean, I think there's...
I want to say that was 87, 88.
It's 88 for sure. I graduated high school. Let's see. Yeah. He did Gung Ho, Touch and Go, The Squeeze, She's Having a Baby, then Beetlejuice. Yeah. Beetlejuice was 88. That's the year I graduated high school. So, cool. All right. So Lil's not having it. She's still there, though, which was kind of a weird thing in this whole dynamic of stuff. But what is she doing, really? Go ahead.
So they have to get the plan together because Tommy showed up so he could deliver him a summons, and of course
Cat shows up to distract Ironcaster. It's fantastic. Talk hard, Kitty.
Okay, you can stay
Talk
right
hard.
there. So they get this plan, like, okay, now we got to off the brother. I know he's gonna be at this movie premiere tonight. Now Lil overhears it, and now she's got to get Polly to go and deliver the message to the prison.
Yep. So we have a game of telephone. So play a little bit of telephone. Oh, we have an audio. I'll play the audio. It's okay.
Oh.
I'll live with it. I'll live with it.
It was Vernon's going to kill Tommy's brother or Johnny's brother tonight.
Urgent message through the grapevine, Johnny.
Yeah? What is it?
Johnny and the mothers are playing stomping at the Savoy in Vermont tonight.
And Johnny perfectly interprets it.
Nah, I just know that I know this grapevine. So of course he's got to go and make a big scene.
Yeah, we got to create some chaos. We got to have a nice jailbreak. And again, I love the Keaton. No hats. Everyone's got hats, not Keaton. So we have to have a fight. All the shenanigans are happening. All this stuff's breaking loose.
I can't stand it no more, Warden. You got to send me to the chair tonight.
Yes, today I have to go right now to the chair. Paul Bustle came up in here. Hey, Paul, how you doing, man? Love this movie too. Having a great time with it. Here's the James Cagney and Priscilla Lane premiere. They're all going to a James Cagney movie. Of course, Tommy's going to get killed. So, all right. Once they start walking, we'll have to play a little bit of audio for this stuff. So go ahead and play just a little bit because I got to get a little dose. I don't care. We'll figure it out.
You customers. We missed the bus. They missed the bus.
Be brave, huh, Johnny?
When's the next bus?
You missed the bus. We missed the bus. When's the next bus? This is the best. I love it. It's just so great. This lines. I don't know. I would love to know the set experience of putting this together in the scenes and making all this happen.
Of course, every single one of the inmates is giving him a piece of a Tommy gun.
Right.
Which he uses to get himself out.
Yep. Gonna hold him up. And now he's gonna make his escape. And then we end up with another series of cheesiness.
And even then, like the warden during this is still likes him. Everyone loves him because he's just that charismatic.
Yeah, they kind of like play it up that he just can't be unlikable.
What? For this?
It's all fake. It's all just nonsense. It's not even hooked together properly. It's just great. I love it. All right. And then, so yeah, we have our cutaways to the event. And
I could skip ahead a little bit more here just because it's chase.
Yeah. This is all that matters is the scene. So they're doing the scene of the car. And every time they go, it's a black such and such, they start peeling it back like wallpaper. So it's a different color. And the best is the rubber duckies, the little ducks.
Right? Because again, Little's like, I was thinking about putting little Johnny Jr.'s room.
Yes, it's the best. They get to the premiere. There's Danny's got his Danny Verman's got his 18 Magnum, and
it shoots through schools
and trees outside. Yes.
It shoots through armor and bodies and the wall and trees.
So Johnny's got to find a way to save Tommy. Notice the old movies that they would just shoot through the screen. Like there's no way to shoot anyone in a movie theater, and everyone always think, "Oh, gotta go right through the screen." It's crazy. Timed with the movie, of course. Verman falls through the screen, of course. Johnny saves the day.
Oh, but look.
He knew all along. Tommy knew the truth.
And not only that, that cigarette case saved his life as well.
Yes, it did.
That's one lucky case.
It sure is. It hit twice. It's a good shot, Danny Verman. Everyone's happy that Johnny's there, even though he just escaped prison during a fake electric chair thing and saved the day.
And for that, he gets awarded with a pardon from the governor.
Yep, Danny's not quite dead yet. He's got to talk some more smack, and it's all got to work out.
Yeah, it's time, and then we wrap up.
We wrap up at the pet store. I mean, one last shot.
There you go.
Thanks, Mr. Kelly.
He wanted a dog. He's a dog person. Johnny gives him a cat. Whatever. And then he pulls up, and he's still running as Johnny Dangerously. I just had to change out of his pet store gear. So,
Well, paid a little.
yeah. Dean says, I get the impression the writer's room had to be full of laughter. I will say, from what I understand back then, this was a script that was submitted and that Amy Heckerly picked up because she had done the Fast Times. So she had a lot of cred on what she wanted to do. And she wanted this sort of like over-the-top approach to everything. And the studio was back and forth with her about it. Anyway, so that's a long story short of how she kind of got into this situation. And she really kind of wanted after doing this, and how the studio didn't perform as well as they wanted. She started like, I'm going to start doing my own thing. She started demanding a lot more control, that kind of thing. So I'm not quite sure I know much about the writers themselves. Let's see. It says Jeff Harris and Harry Columbi. I don't really know much about either one.
So that was Johnny Dangerously.
It sure was. Man, I tell you what, it's just a great fun movie to have in the background.
It's one of these movies that everyone seems to forget was a thing, and there's a lot of gold in this. A lot of stuff in here that I love quoting. Like, I mean, come on, who doesn't love Danny Verman?
I know. My father.
Even the cat loves it.
My father hung me on a hook, Johnny, once. No, it's great. It's been a fun movie to document and recommend. And like I said, we're just going to have some fun, some comedies for a few weeks, learn to laugh a little bit more. It's a great movie to have on in the background when you're doing other stuff. Great lines. I don't care how offensive people think testicles and you are. It just still makes me laugh. Every time I think about it, I always think, these are the unlucky ones. It's been great. Wish Loki had been able to participate. Crazy weather out there. Hopefully he'll be back online. Sure, it'll be squared away by morning. You won't miss his show. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing the monetization stream. I thank you all so much for supporting me and my channel and getting me to this point. It's been crazy and a wild ride indeed. So we'll be kind of doing a little thank you and celebratory time for that tomorrow night. All right, Cass, anything else you want to plug or talk about real quick before we kind of let these poor people go?
I think we're kind of good for the moment. Friday on Nick Weiser's for some Friday Night Comic Shop streams.
Yes.
And Saturday for the Weekend Geek with t-shirts.
Yes, Twig it is. Yes. And hail to Chris Persia. Thank you again, my friend. You've done so much for us, keeping this show hopping along, talking to everybody in chat for us, keeping things rolling. It's been great. So, but folks, that's Johnny Dangerously, and hope you enjoyed as much as we do. We love your comments. If you're catching this after the fact, for those of you that try to watch it live, I know it went up and down a couple of times. I will do my best to try to make some tweaks and re-upload it all in its entirety.
Thanks for sticking through it with us.
Well, thanks for guys. And listen, to make tomorrow better than today, be blessed and talk hard.